Hey Anthony, so today we're going to be talking about the changing business model of the agency D3 Creative. In the last decade, you've been working on the pretty much the same model, project-based work.
Mhm.
Perhaps before we talk about the changes and how the industry is changing, we're adapting to that. I'd love for you to just chat about how the project have been quoted and worked on to this day.
Yeah, no, thanks, Seb. So, for the past decade or so, we've been, like most service businesses, we look at it as a fixed price, scope of work, identify deliverables, and
Hmm.
and essentially it's a moment in time where we've taken that content that we have, the reference materials, and we create our visual package and deliver that, 2 to 3 months after that. Great. But
But does it stay within a 3 month window, or
no,
like one of the
no,
realities looking at this
never,
business is
never, never,
it's
because
that
of
doesn't stay within 3 months.
never.
Things change. Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about that, right? That reality that
Yeah,
typically the project of 3 months ends up being six.
yeah. So just the nature of real estate, any new project, it's going to change. Up until the paint's drying, and CO is issued, it's probably going to change in the 11th hour, and that's normal. And I think what we've realized over 10 plus years is like, hey, there's a pattern here, and why don't we stay around to support this project, reduce a lot of the frustrations of and apprehension of like moving forward with something like a visual package, because of the fear that you don't have everything figured out, 100%. And
Mm,
like I don't think I've ever seen one that's been 100% in
ready.
12,
Yeah.
12 years. Um,
Um, if I catch this point too from my conversations with developers in the last couple of months, like what I'm realizing also, Anthony, is this question of timing on when are we ready to get services like D3s, that's a big question. Coupled with the fact that early on in the journey, the developer is very sensitive on capital expenditures because they want to make sure every dollar goes the furthest because they're still at a very high risk point in the project. So the problem is that value that an agency like D3 can bring is oftentimes so much higher the earlier it is in the process. So there's this kind of parallel of, much more value earlier, but also the developer is seeing it as a big risk of, investing tens of thousands of dollars too early and kind of losing that money because they're going to have to rework, 6 months later because the design is going to involve the project's not going to be the same. So, and
yep.
if you've seen this a lot too, yeah.
Yeah, and I think our response is, we want to be involved as early as possible, so to kind of ensure the success of the project, and that happens with iteration, but also product market fit. And the earlier we can get involved,
Hmm.
uh, the faster you can gauge the feedback you're receiving from prospects. Is the product as designed being adopted or accepted in the market, or does it
Yeah.
need to change? And yeah, I think being able to stand by and provide those revisions included in the scope and the budget, it just it relieves that pressure for the developer, knowing that like, hey, this is going to change and we can change the materials as this project evolves.
Yeah, thank you for this additional context. So, moving then to the new business model, what we've decided to do this December 2025 is to go at a recurring monthly payment for a
Mhm.
12-month time that includes revisions throughout and includes support on the project. And
Yep.
so far, the response has been incredibly positive with the developers we've been working with because I think that it actually touches a lot of the pain points that we talked and brings a lot of value throughout the process and the iterations that are going to happen throughout the next year. So maybe talk to us a little bit about this new model and how we're seeing it played out in 2026.
Yeah, I think you know, uh, it gives us an opportunity to provide to kind of put our best foot forward, because
Mm,
at the end of the day, um, the the level of, we're kind of judged on the quality of output. And I think what happens is when we propose something, it's always with best intentions, and sometimes proposals get watered down because of budget, right? And we know kind of the best in class tools that need to be deployed, but oftentimes require significant amount of effort to uh, incorporate those into projects. So
Mhm.
this model allows us to spread that over 12 months, be able to provide the best in class tools for your sales and marketing team, and be able to provide updates to those tools as well. So one of the big new techniques we're using is reality capture for existing sites. So we can take a
Mhm.
3D scan of an entire property and be able to get every single vantage point from that site. So when we're doing reframing for our animation shots, for our still image shots, and compositing real world into the virtual world, we have complete control over the camera movements and everything, because we have that great amount of detail from that scan. Um, on top of that,
Great.
we
Yeah.
have interactive viewers that we're now incorporating in our project. So we take the reality scan, we take the virtual world, we blend them together, and then we add a visual storytelling layer on top of that. So all of the assets and collateral that we create, like still images, virtual tours, video sequences, we incorporate that all into one interactive viewer that runs on demand. It's real time. There's no spin up. It works on mobile and desktop. It's great. And
Mm.
um, yeah,
No, that's going to be a fantastic new tool that our clients will be able to leverage as of now, right, into
yes,
next year.
yep,
Um, well, Anthony, thank you for your help in explaining this new business model for D3. 2026 is going to be lining up to be a very exciting year as this is being rolled out to all clients.
yep.
And I do think that, again, this adaptation of the business model to the market, it was the best way forward. I think it provides value to the clients. It makes a lot of sense with the reality of the development business. And so far, very positive. So, any last words before we go for today?
No, I think you know, we are, we're always invested in improving and in making every new project we bring in a new centerpiece for our portfolio, and that's been
Mhm.
true ever since the inception of D3. And so we're always tinkering and trying to implement the best in
Mhm.
class tools that are out there. So we are staying on the forefront of that for you,
Yeah.
while also balancing reliability and consistency. So that's just as important as being on the cutting edge. So
Thanks
yeah,
so much, Anthony.
thank you, Seb.
Exciting year ahead, and we'll be connecting again like this very soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Seb.
Thanks.